This is turning into quite a conversation. This being technically the third video now on this topic, though only the second one from me. I'll link the first one here, and then also tell you about and link the second one. And that's by a guy who you should know. He's a real estate photographer like us. He has a similarly sized YouTube presence as I do. He doesn't appear to like houseflies, and you'll have to watch the video now to see what I mean about that. And his name is Jeremy Deihl. You should probably watch both the first video of mine and the second video from Jeremy before proceeding. If you're a rebel, though, hey, proceed at will. Hope you don't get lost. I think the reason Jeremy and I get along so well is because, aside from us both running real estate media companies, along with also being YouTube creators, a lot of the advice that we give on our respective channels is fairly similar. We tend to think similar ways about things. For instance, one thing Jeremy and I have both said recently is that during this downturn in listing activity, it would behoove all of us to be recommending and performing services to our clients that go above and beyond just stills photography. He calls these things tertiary. Hey Siri, define tertiary.
As an adjective, tertiary means third in order or level. Do you want to hear the next one?
No, I already know that he used it kind of correctly. Thank you. I guess he did say secondary or tertiary. But as I got to thinking about this more, and as I've been both consuming a lot of content about this real estate shift, as well as having some great conversations with clients, and while I don't disagree with what Jeremy and I have recommended, we can't be rudderless here. There's still more we have to understand, more due diligence to perform. And that, today, is what we're going to talk about. Anyone who's spent time in corporate America, as I have, has at some point either voluntarily read or, more likely, had forced upon you a book entitled Who Moved My Cheese? If it was forced on you, it was probably at some team-building thing where right afterwards they wanted you to catch the fattest dude in the company as he trust falls off of a log, right? So, just going by memory here, because it's been a long time since I've been exposed to this book, the book's about two mice, Rinky and Stinky, or whatever. Rinky and Stinky live in a maze and know where the cheese is in this maze. One day, the cheese is gone. And that's where the difference between Rinky and Stinky is explained. You see, Rinky takes immediate action and through hard work finds where the cheese has moved to. Stinky, on the other hand, well, he's more resistant to change. The cheese has always been here, so I'm just going to wait. It'll be back. So, one part of my parallel here is easy to guess, right? We need to be Rinky and find the cheese. For a lot of us, that means getting a bit out of our comfort zone and doing not only stills, but more video 3D aerial twilight floor plans, maybe branding videos, all that stuff, right? But how? I mean, it's one thing to say that that's what we're going to do and do what we should, but how? This is where, recently, I've really been getting some increased clarity with this as I've been thinking more about it. Now, the salesman that lives in me wants to saddle up, get in front of as many agents as possible, and give them my dog and pony show about how they need all these other services. But there's a problem with that. The same chatter that's plastered all over everywhere about how the market is nosediving is also being consumed by these agents. What's worse is that there's been an incredibly strong real estate market that they have thrived within for the past decade, which for most of them has been their entire careers. And now that their cheese has been moved, only some of them are acting like Rinky. Most agents right now, the ones I've talked to anyway, are still a bit shell-shocked at this correction. Hard selling them on expensive products, I'm telling you, it won't work. They need it. Don't get me wrong. I truly believe in this stuff, but they're headed into Christmas 30% down right now. So here's what I'm going to do. Drawing on something that my good buddy Carlos Quintero said recently about social media, as he and I were discussing probably cinema cameras, and I'm paraphrasing here. He said your online presence, your reach, your audience engagement really doesn't have much, if anything, to do with the gear you use to create it. Sure, those of us who vlog about cameras and such, our content usually looks pretty good because we're camera nerds, but it doesn't matter much to most people. What matters is volume and consistency. You can post about the migratory habits of earthworms, and if you do it frequently enough, a community will build around you. It's important for this conversation, not only that you realize this is true, it's that your clients, the real estate agents, they also realize it's true. If they, your realtor clients, start saturating social media with content, really make it a priority, the business will follow. I guarantee it. Most of them are already good salespeople, and the ones who are using professional photographers like us, they already understand the value of quality marketing. Now, what we have to do is help them to find that cheese. We're experts at this, not social media per se, but experts at creating, at shaping and capturing light. It's the small tips that we're going to give away for free. That's right, free. That will ultimately lead to mutual success. It goes something like this. Jim Bob, the real estate slob, can sell a ketchup popsicle to a lady in white gloves, right? But Jim Bob's social media is a train wreck. Jim Bob, though, he's like Rinky Mouse. He knows he's got to move to find that cheese, but he's old school. He's looking at print marketing, give away baskets of popcorn at garden shows, not the best way, right? But that's how he's done it before. That's where we come in. And I just come right out and say it. I tell him I'm on Team Jim Bob because I am. His success is tied to my own. And right now, brother, we're all down. So here's what we're going to do, Jim Bob. We're going to sit down and think about what your social media presence is going to look like, what Jim Bob's message is going to be. And then you're going to point your cell phone at your face several times per week, heck, daily if you can, with that message along with a call to action. This costs you nothing but time. And it seems like you have a lot of that nowadays, right? Now, this is where we, the photographers, videographers, come in. Every quarter, say, we do a real estate production for the rest of this social media to land on. It's common in sales when you're buying something of value to be approached by a more junior salesperson first, and on your first contact. In this scenario, that's what Jim Bob's cell phone content represents. Then, when there seems to be interest, at some point you meet the closer. That's what we are with our pro photos and pro video production. We're the closer. Jim Bob draws them in with the daily, and once they're in, we hit them with what Jim Bob looks like on his best day. The result? Jim Bob gets more listings. We do more video production for Jim Bob's brand, and since he's getting those listings, we also get to shoot those too. Team Jim Bob. So let me know what you think down below. And please watch Jeremy's video. Watch my first one as well, if you would. And comment down below. And we're doing a pretty good job with these, the couple that we've done so far, in kind of bringing this into a conversational level. The PMRE conference is coming up, and I'm sure I'm going to have a whole lot to say about that afterwards. But leave a like, please subscribe if you got any value from this. Please watch all the videos, comment below, let me know what your ideas are, and I'll see you again soon.